Have you ever loved someone so deeply that you gave everything, your time, your energy, your heart, only to feel it slowly slipping away? Have you ever stayed silent, held back your anger, swallowed your pain, hoping it would be enough? And still, she drifts farther from you? Maybe she's smiling, laughing, acting like everything is fine, but inside, the cracks are growing, and you can't see them until it's too late. This isn't about one fight, one mistake, or one careless word. It's about a slow erosion, a subtle pull that leaves you questioning yourself, doubting your worth, wondering if love was ever real. And here's the hardest truth. Many women don't leave because they hate you. They leave because they feel unseen, unheard, unloved, or trapped. They leave silently, and when they do, they don't look back. The truth is harsh, but it's the kind of truth every man must hear. If you fail to recognize these subtle patterns, you risk losing yourself before you even realize it. Emotional manipulation doesn't come with shouting or explosions. It comes in whispers, in silence, in tiny moments where your love, patience, and energy are taken for granted. It comes as guilt, as coldness, as invisible punishments, as a slow chip away at the foundation of who you are. And the damage is real. It leaves men questioning themselves, doubting their worth, wondering if love was ever genuine. But here's the most important part: the pain, the heartbreak, the confusion. It doesn't have to destroy you. You can learn to see the signs before it's too late. You can protect your mind, your heart, and your life. You can understand the hidden patterns of manipulation, the emotional tactics, and the subtle ways someone can drain your energy and confidence without ever raising their voice. This knowledge is power. Recognition is freedom. In this video, we will uncover the silent truths that leave men broken and questioning themselves. We'll expose the hidden weapons, the covert manipulations, and the psychological tactics that can steal a man's peace without him even realizing it. Stay with me until the end, because once you understand these tactics, once you see clearly, you will never fall into these traps again. Most importantly, you will reclaim your strength, your confidence, and your life, because no one has the right to drain your soul. And today, we take the first step to protect it. The first hidden weapon of the covert female narcissist is silent manipulation. She doesn't need to shout, argue, or show anger. Instead, she works in silence, pulling strings like a puppet master. When you crave affection, she withdraws. When you seek warmth, she gives you coldness. When you open your heart, she shuts the door. And the more you try to understand, the more she convinces you that you are the problem. This is not love. It's control, disguised as affection. She knows that by giving you just enough attention to keep you hooked, and then suddenly withdrawing it, you will keep chasing her validation. That chase is the trap. You start to believe that love must be earned through pain, that your worth depends on her approval, and that if you try a little harder, maybe one day she will finally love you the way you deserve. But that day never comes. Her power lies in your confusion. One moment she makes you feel special. The next, she makes you feel invisible. The cycle keeps you addicted, searching for the version of her that only shows up in rare, fleeting moments. This is the cruelty of silent manipulation. It breaks you without a single word spoken. Men who fall into this cycle begin to lose themselves piece by piece. Their self-confidence fades, their emotional strength weakens, and soon they are living in a prison built from her silence. That's why this hidden weapon is so dangerous. It doesn't just hurt you. It rewires you to believe suffering is normal in love. And unless you recognize it, unless you break free, silent manipulation will drain you until there is nothing left but the shell of the man you once were. The second hidden weapon is victimhood, and this is one of the most dangerous tools she possesses. A covert female narcissist knows exactly how to twist reality so that she always appears as the one who suffers, no matter how much she lies, cheats, or manipulates behind the scenes. In her world, she is the fragile, misunderstood angel, and you are the cruel villain who never cared enough. She spins stories with such conviction that even you, the one who knows the truth, start to wonder if maybe she's right. She cries when confronted, not because of remorse, but because tears are her shield. She paints her pain in such vivid colors that others rush to protect her, blind to the damage she is inflicting on you. And when society naturally leans toward protecting the hurt woman, she weaponizes that sympathy. She knows that in the court of emotions, men rarely win. Her victimhood becomes the mask she wears to justify every betrayal, every cold silence, every manipulation. What makes this weapon so devastating is the way it infects your mind with guilt. You begin apologizing for things you never did, bending over backwards to prove that you are not the monster she accuses you of being. Every false accusation becomes another chain around your neck. She convinces you that you're too harsh, too selfish, too blind to her needs, when in reality, she is feeding on your self-doubt. Over time, this weapon erodes your confidence. You no longer trust your own perspective, because every time you stand up for yourself, she plays the victim louder, crying, accusing, or withdrawing until you surrender. And once you've surrendered enough times, you become trapped in a cycle, constantly defending yourself, constantly giving, while she takes more and more. Victimhood is her smokescreen. It hides her cruelty behind a mask of innocence. And if you cannot see through it, you will remain bound by guilt, chained to a story that was never true in the first place. The only way to break free is to stop apologizing for lies, stop feeding her false narrative, and reclaim your own truth. Because the moment you stop playing her game, her weapon loses its power. The third hidden weapon is subtle gaslighting, a psychological dagger that cuts without leaving visible scars. Unlike the loud and aggressive tactics of overt narcissists, the covert female narcissist works in silence, weaving doubt into your mind, like poison, dripping slowly into water. She won't shout, she won't rage. Instead, she calmly denies your reality. She says, "I never said that," even though you remember it clearly. She tells you, "You're imagining things," until you start doubting your own memory. She whispers, "You're too sensitive," making you feel weak for having normal human emotions. And the danger of this weapon is not in one single strike. It's in the repetition. Day after day, moment after moment, she twists your sense of reality until you can no longer trust yourself. What you saw, what you heard, what you felt, suddenly all becomes questionable. You begin to rely on her version of the truth because your own feels unstable. That is exactly how she gains her power, without lifting a finger, without raising her voice. She makes you believe that she is the only one who understands what is real, and you, the man who once stood strong, slowly hand over your confidence, your clarity, and your strength. This is the slow erosion of your identity. Once you doubt your own mind, you become a puppet in her hands, unable to fight back because you no longer know which way is up. And that's the terrifying genius of subtle gaslighting. It doesn't break you all at once. It breaks you piece by piece, until you are no longer the man you used to be. This is why awareness is the first step to freedom. Once you recognize gaslighting for what it is, her weapon loses its power. Because the moment you trust your own mind again, you begin to reclaim your strength. The fourth hidden weapon is conditional affection, and it is one of the most deceptive traps of the covert female narcissist. Unlike genuine love, which flows freely and unconditionally, her affection always comes with strings attached. She gives you smiles, warmth, and tenderness, but only when you are serving her needs. When you hand over money, when you shower her with attention, when you validate her insecurities, when you boost her status in front of others, that's when she suddenly becomes sweet, loving, and almost perfect. In those moments, you feel wanted. You feel like you've finally earned her approval. But the second you stop feeding her ego, the mask comes off. The warmth vanishes. Her affection disappears as if it was never there. This cycle is no accident. It's deliberate conditioning. Slowly, she trains you to believe that love must always be earned, that you have to sacrifice your own needs just to receive scraps of emotional connection. And this is where so many men get trapped for years. They live in a constant chase, trying harder and harder to win back her affection, thinking that if they just do more, give more, prove themselves more, then maybe, just maybe, her love will finally become real. But it never does. Because what she offers is not love, it is control disguised as love. True love does not vanish when you make a mistake. True love does not disappear when you stop giving material things. True love does not hold you hostage. But with the covert female narcissist, affection is always transactional, always conditional, always tied to what you can provide for her ego. Over time, this erodes a man's sense of self-worth. He begins to feel that he is only valuable when he is useful, that he is only lovable when he is giving something away. And once this belief takes root, it becomes incredibly difficult to break free. That is why recognizing this hidden weapon is so critical. The moment you see that her affection is not real, you begin to break the illusion. You realize that no amount of effort will ever make her love you genuinely, because her affection was never love in the first place. It was manipulation. And once you understand that truth, you reclaim your power, your dignity, and your freedom. The fifth hidden weapon is triangulation, a tactic that slowly poisons a man's confidence and keeps him locked in a state of constant insecurity. The covert female narcissist never settles for one source of validation. She thrives by keeping multiple options around her, even if only in subtle, hidden ways. She might bring up an ex in conversation, reminding you that someone else once desired her. She might casually mention another man's success, planting the seed that you don't measure up. She might even keep male friends close, not out of genuine friendship, but as silent weapons to keep you on edge. On social media, she will post carefully crafted pictures or cryptic captions, not for you, but to draw attention from strangers, fueling her ego while leaving you wondering where you stand. This is not accidental. It is deliberate. Her goal is not love, but control. By creating a triangle where you are forced to compete for her attention, she ensures you are never secure, never grounded, and always chasing her approval. The damage comes from the comparison game, because no matter what you do, she always makes it seem like someone else is better, richer, stronger, or more desirable. Over time, you begin to internalize these comparisons, believing you are not enough. This eats away at your self-esteem, making you work harder to win her back every time she subtly shifts her focus elsewhere. The cruel reality is that she never truly intends to give you the validation you seek. She only dangles it like a prize, just out of reach. And because you're kept in a constant cycle of insecurity, jealousy, and competition, you never realize she is the one pulling the strings the entire time. This weapon destroys men because it keeps them fighting battles they can never win, while she enjoys the power of being endlessly desired and endlessly in control. The sixth hidden weapon is emotional withdrawal, one of the most painful and destructive tactics the covert female narcissist uses. Unlike open conflict or loud arguments, this weapon operates in silence. She doesn't always punish you with anger. She punishes you by ignoring you. She gives you the cold shoulder, shuts down conversations, and suddenly becomes distant. Where once there was warmth, affection, and connection, now there is nothing but a wall of silence. And for a man, this is often more damaging than any fight. Men crave connection, not just physical, but emotional. They want to feel that their love, their presence, and their effort mean something. But when she withdraws, she takes that away. She leaves you stranded in uncertainty, questioning what you did wrong, replaying every word, every action, searching for the mistake that caused her to go cold. This silent treatment is not accidental. It is deliberate, calculated to create doubt and desperation within you. By withholding affection, attention, or even simple acknowledgement, she forces you into a state of emotional starvation. And in that emptiness, you begin to chase her. You reach out. You apologize for things you didn't even do. You beg for her love, and you desperately try to break through the ice she has built between you. The cruel twist is that this reaction is exactly what she wants. The moment you beg, the moment you plead for her affection, she feels superior. She gains power not by giving love, but by controlling it, by deciding when you are allowed to feel valued and when you are condemned to silence. This is why emotional withdrawal is so effective. It doesn't just hurt, it confuses. It leaves you trapped in uncertainty, unsure if the relationship is ending or if she is simply playing another game. That confusion breaks you down because the human mind craves closure, but she never gives it. Instead, she keeps you suspended, waiting, suffering, hoping she will return to the warmth you once knew. Over time, this silent punishment erodes your confidence, your strength, and even your sense of self. You begin to believe you are the problem. You begin to accept her coldness as normal. And slowly, without realizing it, you lose your voice, your power, and your dignity. Emotional withdrawal is not absence. It is control disguised as silence. And in that silence, many men are left desperate, confused, and broken. The seventh hidden weapon is future faking. She paints you pictures of love, of marriage, of children, of dream vacations, and a perfect life together. She knows exactly what you long for, and she feeds it back to you in words. But here's the brutal truth. None of it is real. Every promise is smoke. Every vision is a mirage. It's not about building a life with you. It's about keeping you chained to the hope of tomorrow so she can control you today. She understands that hope is the strongest drug, that men will endure misery in the present if they believe in a better future waiting just around the corner. And so, she gives you just enough. One sentence, one fantasy, one someday, to keep you holding on. You wait, you sacrifice, you give her your time, your love, your energy, your soul, and still, tomorrow never comes. Years slip by while you sit in the prison of her promises. This is not love. This is not partnership. This is enslavement disguised as devotion. And many men stay trapped because they believe one day she'll finally deliver what she promised. But the truth, she never will. Future faking is not a delay. It is a strategy. It's a weapon to keep you bound, to make sure you never leave, because you're too busy waiting for a tomorrow that will never arrive. And now you may be asking yourself, why? Why would she do this? The harsh truth is simple. Covert female narcissists do not see love as love. They see it as control. They see it as attention. They see it as power. To them, relationships are not sacred bonds. They are stages. And on that stage, they are always the main character. You're only a supporting role, someone to feed the script they've written for themselves. But here's what you need to understand. Once you see these 7 hidden weapons clearly, you can never unseen them. Once the mask slips, the spell is broken. Recognition is the beginning of freedom, because now you have a choice. Either you stay, and you slowly lose yourself piece by piece, or you walk away and reclaim everything she tried to strip from you. Your dignity, your peace, your strength. Yes, walking away hurts. Yes, healing takes time. But no matter how broken you feel, you are not finished. You are not ruined. You are not weak. You are a man who has survived manipulation, lies, and games designed to break you. And that means you are stronger than you know. Self-respect is possible. Peace is possible. Love, the real kind, not the counterfeit she offered, is possible. But you must choose it. You must step out of the cycle. You must say, enough. Because the day you stop believing her promises is the day you reclaim your power. And once you take it back, she can never take it from you again. So my message to every man listening is simple, yet powerful. Do not let these hidden weapons destroy your soul. Protect your mind, guard your thoughts, and value your heart above all else. Recognize manipulation for what it is, and never allow subtle games, silent cruelty, or false promises to define your worth. Every moment you spend doubting yourself, every tear shed in silence, every ounce of energy given to someone who does not respect or honor it, it diminishes you. Do not hand over your power so easily. Stand firm, understand the tactics, and never mistake patience for weakness. Strength is measured not by how much you endure silently, but by how clearly you see, how wisely you act, and how decisively you reclaim your life. If you found truth in this video, if it opened your eyes to realities you may have overlooked, share it with someone who needs to hear it. There are men out there still trapped in cycles of manipulation, still fighting battles they don't even recognize. Your insight could be the spark that sets them free. And if this message resonated with you, subscribe for more insights into self-mastery, emotional control, and the hidden dynamics of relationships. Together, we will expose the darkness, uncover the truth, and step into the light. Remember this: no matter how subtle the manipulation, no matter how cunning the tactics, you always have a choice. Choose clarity over confusion. Choose strength over weakness. Choose yourself, your life, your peace, your dignity. They are yours to protect. Do not surrender them. Stand tall, stand aware, and never let anyone steal the power that belongs to you. Because once you understand these hidden weapons, you can never be controlled again. The power to break free, to rise stronger, and to live with honor is already within you. Claim it.